Let's talk about voter rights. The question is, who has the right to vote and who doesn't? According to federal laws and the Constitution, only legal citizens have the right to vote. Some states have decided to allow illegal immigrants to vote in local elections, disenfranchising legal citizens. In today's world, the topic of voting rights is more important than ever. As we navigate through complex political landscapes, it's crucial to understand the significance of every individual's right to vote. Voting is a fundamental aspect of democracy, allowing citizens to have a say in how their country is governed. However, the question of who should be allowed to vote often sparks intense debate. Some argue that only citizens should have this privilege, while others believe that non-citizens who contribute to society should also have a voice. This debate touches on various aspects of law, ethics, and the very definition of citizenship. It's important to approach this topic with a historically intellectual perspective. Would the Founding Fathers have allowed British citizens to come over from England to vote in our elections? No, they had very strict laws on who could and who could not vote. They even had laws on who was counted for representation in the federal government. Non-citizens were not counted and were not allowed to vote. As we delve deeper into this subject, we'll explore the historical context of voting rights, the arguments against extending these rights to non-citizens, and the impact on our society. By doing so, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding that can inform thoughtful and respectful dialogue. Stay tuned as we unpack these complex issues and strive to shed light on one of the most pivotal aspects of our constitutional republic. Voting rights in the United States are a complex and sensitive issue. The history of voting rights in the U.S. is marked by a series of struggles and reforms. From the early days of the Republic, when only white male property owners could vote, to the passage of the 15th and 19th Amendments, which extended voting rights to African American men and women respectively, the journey has been long and arduous. Today, the debate continues, focusing on issues such as voter ID laws. Some argue that strict voter ID laws are necessary to prevent fraud and ensure the integrity of elections. Others wrongly contend that these laws disproportionately affect minority and low-income voters, effectively disenfranchising them. This is one of the most racist statements I have heard recently. The thought that minority voters cannot obtain an ID is idiotic. You have to have a state-issued ID to buy everything from cold medicine to alcohol and spray paint. You have to have an ID to drive a car, get a job, or cash a check. Are you saying minority voters cannot do any of these things? While some local jurisdictions have extended voting rights to non-citizens for certain local elections, federal law is clear on this matter. Only U.S. citizens are eligible to vote in federal elections. Recently, we have seen a large influx of illegal immigrants into the country. A lot of these non-citizens have been used by the Democrats to raise the numbers in certain states, used for allotment of congressional seats. The only way I see of fixing these issues is a 5-part system. 1. Make Election Day a national holiday. Give everyone the day off. 2. Only citizens with a current and valid state-issued picture ID are allowed to vote. The ID must be presented at the time of casting the ballot. 3. Only paper ballots can be used. No mail-in or absentee ballots. You must vote in person. The voter is given a receipt when they cast a ballot, and the voter can track the ballot to ensure the vote was correctly counted. 4. Anyone convicted of voter fraud is subject to no less than 5 years in federal prison and not to exceed 10 years. 5. Any politician who uses voter fraud to get elected, loses his position, receives 5 years in federal prison, and is never again allowed to hold public office. If you found this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your support helps us continue to bring you important content.